Yo, what is up, Canes fans? 3-0 it is. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Beast. Welcome back to the Beast On. You know I gotta have the victory cigar going. Hey, before we go any further, as I pick a cigar wrapper out of my mouth, if you see this face, if you hear my voice, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so that when I make new videos, you get notified of the new content. Feels good. Feels good. Canes absolutely obliterate a really bad Seminoles team. 52-10 the final. And here are some thoughts. One, for the victory, I had to pull out my favorite cigar in the world. This is not a paid endorsement, but if you're looking for a bold cigar that's a little bit different, got the square shape here, packs a punch, a good slow smoking cigar, a CAO Flathead 660. Actually, any of the CAO Flatheads are really good, but the 660 is my favorite, so jump on that. But the Canes get a win in a sold-out Hard Rock Stadium. Of course, the sellout was 12,800 and something. So, you know, we're in different times. And here's what I like about this victory. One, you pound your rivals. They suck, so that's good. Two, you go to 3-0. You get a bye week before Clemson. But three, and I know some of you won't see it like this, is there was still enough the Canes did wrong in this game, enough mistakes they made on both offense and defense for Manny Diaz and Blake Baker and Rhett Lashley to get the team together this week and next week and learn some things, right? You always want to have teaching moments. You always want to have motivation. If Miami goes out and plays a flawless game against a bad Seminoles team and it's 70-0, then there's nothing to learn from that game. But because of the mistakes that were made on both sides of the ball, there's still stuff to learn from this game. And that's what I think is really important about this team, because they need to continue to grow so they get to that elite level and we can start using the B word. But I told you, we're not using that B word yet. We're not using that B word yet. So obviously, De'Ara King, he's the real deal, right? We don't have to, like, what more can you say? What he could do with his feet, his decision-making. I think he threw one pass tonight that he was a bit short on. I don't know if he was looking for Pope or Harley, I forget, but it could have been intercepted. That was the first pass this season where I felt like, you know what, that wasn't a great ball. But every other pass, it's either going over somebody's head, which is good, I'll take that. Like, throw it long, fine. Or he decides to tuck and run when there's nothing available. So really smart quarterback, and able to use his feet to get out of trouble, which really helps the offensive line, which I think is still learning. What can you say about this running back trio? Really, it's a quartet if you add in Burns, but between Cam and Rooster and Chaney looks like, holy bejesus, that guy's an NFL back in the making if I ever saw one. Speed and power. I mean, what he did on that drive and then get the score was just unbelievable. That kid, damn, I like him, and I love Rooster too. He's got the speed, and Cam, I think, is an everything back. I think I really love this three-headed monster in the backfield. Now, still, you had some pre-snap stuff I didn't like. You had some penalties, which Manny Diaz is really going to use as teaching moments. Jalen Phillips getting disqualified for a celebration and then kicking a helmet. Like, you can't do that stuff, because one of those penalties in a game against Clemson in a couple of weeks, if it's a tie game going to the fourth quarter, that could cost you the game, right? Yeah. But you saw the OG, Ed Reed, walking Jalen Phillips off the field, telling him, hey, this is what's up, buddy. You can't do that. The targeting thing, Jesus. I mean, it wasn't Amari this week, so that's good. Maybe he learned his lesson, but Miami's just got to stop with that. Like, enough. That kid's got to sit out for the first half of the Clemson game, and that sucks. So that's got to be fixed. And then the defense, you saw what could have worked against this Miami defense. And it was the same thing that Miami does to beat other teams. It's tempo and aggressive offense. When FSU the opening drive of the game for them, and the first couple of drives of their second half, even though they only came away with 10 points. When they went up tempo, when they went aggressive against Miami's defense, Miami really couldn't stop them from moving up the field, and FSU was taking advantage of holes in Miami's defense all over the place. So I hope that Manny and Baker get together and pull the film and show Miami, hey, listen, Clemson's going to look at this tape and see FSU is going tempo. They're going to use that against us. How do we stop that? And I listen, X's and O's wise, I'm not the guy you want to come to, but I can tell you this from my years being around football. When it gets to that point of the defense is just on the field having to stop tempo, there's not time to make substitutions, and the coaches, are barely being able to think. It really comes down to having smart, veteran kids on the field that are able to get guys set, ready to go, and play the next down and make a stop. That's when you really want, like the McLeods of the world to step up and really be a vocal person. They really need that. And I think that's where your leadership needs to step up. And maybe that's where we'll see that maybe they really are missing the Shaqs of the world and Russo's and other guys that maybe were leaders last year. They're kind of missing that. You hope guys can grow into those roles, right, as the season goes on. And you hope that they can adjust for that. But certainly, if I was an offense looking to attack the Canes defense, I'd go tempo, I'd be aggressive, and I'd just try to get down the field, because it looks like Miami has a tough time with that. But win felt good. Anytime you beat your rival in Florida State, it feels good. Most points ever scored in the series between the two teams, so that's good. It almost makes up for that. Listen, you got to be OG to remember this. The 1997 game, I think Miami lost up at Doak 47-0. I was on the play-by-play call that day in the end zone of Doak Campbell Stadium as a student on 90.5 WVUM. In the end zone, right outside the FSU booster boxes, where back then FSU had some recruiting girls that were definitely entertaining some recruits in some interesting fashion right behind me. I don't want to discuss about the sounds I heard coming out of those boxes or what kind of acts were being performed, but hey, whatever worked back then in the 90s and still does in the SEC, whatever. But also the game, I can't remember. Listen, it's late. I might have had a few. I'm smoking a cigar. I can't remember if it was Clement or Covington that got slammed into the goalpost, but that was emblematic of that season, that 5 and 6 year under Butch Davis, where the scholarship limitations really hit. So this almost makes up for that. Nothing will really ever make up for that unless Miami goes and shuts out Florida State and also slams the quarterback into the goalpost. But kind of makes up for that. So where does Miami go from here? Fix the mistakes. Get healthy. I saw Brevin Jordan walk off the field late, so I hope he's healthy, because it seemed like he was walking off the field with a trainer. So we hope that there's nothing major there, right? Need that guy. And I still don't think we've seen close to what Rhett Lashley has under his belt as far as this offense goes. We've seen a lot of parts of it, but not the whole thing. And now you have an extra week to prepare for Clemson. You're going to see some shit coming up in Death Valley. And much happier going to Death Valley to play that Clemson team if they're not able to have a full Death Valley. I've been on the sidelines, the Tyrone Moss game, remember that? I think Kenny Phillips had the interception. Tyrone Moss, may rest in peace, scoring in overtime. I was on the sidelines for that game at Death Valley, and that was an unbelievable sight, an unbelievable place to play. The atmosphere was stupid. They run down the hill. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest places I've been to in college football. It's up there for me as the places I've been. So the fact that you get to go to Death Valley and it not be full really benefits Miami. But a nice win for the Canes. damn, it feels good to beat Florida State. Oh, how many times in a row now? Enough. I can't count right now. But it feels good. Listen, we do wish the best for Mike Norvell, the coach of Florida State, who has COVID. We hope that he recovers fine, but we hope the FSU program never recovers. Yeah, so that's the way to go. All right, I will see you with many more videos coming up this week. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video. If you see this video on the Twitter or the Facebook, please retweet it, please share it. That would really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. Got to get this thing over 1,000 subs, man. Get it over 1,000 subs, and we can keep the lights on in the London household, right? Yeah, that'd be important. All right, Canes, nice one tonight, man. Don't use that B word. Do not use that B word. Let's go Canes. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.